All right, staying with the Middle East, walkie-talkies detonated in Lebanon killed at least 20 people and wounded hundreds a day after pager blasts killed at least a dozen and injured thousands across the country. Joining us now to discuss how the covert operation was carried off and what its implications might be is Chad Sweet. He's the co-founder and CEO of Chertoff Group, global advisory firm and investment bank focused on the security sector. Long history, Chad, at the Department of Homeland Security as well. So how did the Israelis pull this off? It seems to me that what it looks like now is counterfeit devices made or adulterated by a counterfeit company in Hungary.
That's right, Tyler. It looks like this was done over many years. Physical infiltrations of supply chains take a long time to execute. And in this case, they set up a front company in Hungary that was able to successfully penetrate Hezbollah's supply chain. And it does look like they altered the devices to implant what looks like either C4 or Petin, which are plastic explosives.
So what is to prevent a similar kind of infiltration of the supply chain for other companies or potentially commercial buyers, whether those companies are U.S. companies or not? What would make it harder to penetrate a U.S. company's supply chain than this?
Well, I think in this case, we saw Hezbollah, shifting to these low-tech devices because the U.S., Israel, and others have been able to successfully use smartphones as a targeting tool to conduct drone strikes against high-value target terrorists. In this case, in the United States, pagers and handheld radios are not a very widely used tool other than in law enforcement. And as a result, it would be very challenging to carry off a large-scale attack like this. I think the other problem is that smartphones, unlike handheld radios and pagers, their form factor is much smaller and more compact. So even if they were able to obtain the devices outside the supply chain and try to alter them, it's extremely difficult to have sufficient space to have enough explosives for any serious damage. So as a result, I think it does, though, highlight, Tyler, the importance of the supply chain, though, overall, both physical and virtual, for commercial customers. If you were a company that got caught in the middle of two state actors like this, you could end up being crushed by two 800-pound gorillas. So whether it's a criminal or whether it's a state actor, companies do need to be paying close attention to both their virtual and their physical supply chain.
I wonder if you expect more attacks like this to come, or if you think this is a one-off, and what communication means Hezbollah might now have resort to.
I think you're right, Kelly, to put our antenna up. I think copycat attacks by other adversaries or a Hezbollah retaliatory strike that could spill into the United States in some form or fashion is a possibility. And I think what this underscores, though, is we have to step back and see that these types of weaponization of the supply chain are not new. The United States, we carried out, as you may recall, a cyber attack called Stuxnet, which is codenamed Operation Olympic Games, against the Iranian nuclear centrifuges. That was in 2010. This attack just happened by the Israelis using weaponization of non-combatant consumer electronics. And I think what this shows is that whether it's several years ago with U.S. and Iran, or whether it's yesterday with Israel and Hezbollah, or tomorrow we could see China taking the supply chain vulnerability of the United States and bringing us to our knees, we all have to be vigilant on diversifying and increasing resilience in our supply chain. So if you are a corporate out there, there are opportunities for you to join programs like in my old department, DHS, called it's the CTPAT, the Counterterrorism Against with private sector partners, and think of it as an opportunity to get your supply chain more resilient, collaborate with the government, and you get special privileges if you participate in that program. It's like a trusted traveler program, but for businesses, so your goods that you import get expedited on U.S. borders.
How vulnerable, Chad, might our telecommunications devices be, not to the insertion of explosives, but to disruption from a foreign actor, so that effectively they bring down the ability to communicate? That's question one. And number two, you said that the form factor of a cell phone makes it very difficult to insert explosives, but a laptop could be vulnerable.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you look at, all of us now go through the airports, and TSA has done an increasingly more sophisticated job of scanning our laptops and other devices in a more efficient way. We've introduced what's called ATI, advanced imaging, or AIT, advanced imaging technologies that can detect not just the metallic detonator, but the actual explosive itself. So those technologies are advancing, and governments and private sector together are helping to use that technology advantage that we have against our adversaries. On the issue, though, that you're raising generally about the use of cell phones on the virtual side, they can be more easily penetrated as opposed to the physical side. Mm-hmm. That type of penetration allows for collection and surveillance, but also we've seen it now used in kinetic opportunities too that I mentioned before in targeting. So the bottom line is that FBI Director Christopher Wray did testify that our China and others are increasingly infiltrating critical infrastructure in the United States through our supply chain, and we're having to work together with private sector to create higher and higher resiliency. But at the end of the day, in the game of nations, in the game of espionage, supply chain vulnerability exploitation will continue to be a reality. It has been for many years. And the key thing will be the winners will be the ones that can actually reduce their vulnerability in the most interdependent time in human history.
Wow. All right, Chad, thank you very much. We appreciate your insights today. Frightening thoughts there. Chad Chertoff, Chad of the Chertoff Group.